Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. So I just tried to live stream from my phone and it won't let me. I tried to go into the studio on that one that's planned for Friday and it won't let me. I'll post the picture in a few minutes when I'm not driving. So I'm not sure what's going on because my account is verified, so I don't know what the issue is. So I'm just going to post a bunch of yappity videos today just to see if that's what it wants, because I shouldn't have to verify if I've already done it. And I was allowed to set up my StreamYard stream, which is linked to YouTube. So I don't know all the things. So, obviously I can't have a conversation with somebody because nobody's here but me. I'm not quite that insane where I converse with myself. So I'm just going to tell you some things that I've been doing for the past few months while I was enjoying life. So, let's see. I celebrated my anniversary. That was amazing. 32 years is a long time. Absolutely a long time. That was a lot of fun. We had a party with the kids, with the grandkid, some friends. It was nice to see people celebrate, your longevity and something that unfortunately doesn't last long lately. That was great. Then we celebrated my granddaughter's birthday. That was fun. Nothing says triggering like a bunch of preschoolers dancing to K-pop Demon Hunters. I now hear those songs in my sleep. So, I could go a lifetime without hearing it again. But if it makes her happy, then I'm happy. I did spend way more than I should have, per the normal. No ATVs this year. She got that last year, but I did hunt down every possible child K-pop Demon Hunters memorabilia or merch or whatever you want to call it. Had a couple of things made by some Etsy people. That was the highlight, I think. We had some custom plates and stuff like that done by a local printer, because it was only like 25 kids, so it wasn't like there was a lot, so it wasn't super expensive. But I don't even know that they're really available. Like, I saw them online, but when somebody refers me to eBay, I'm kind of like, yeah, no, I don't want no part of eBay. I just don't trust the people on eBay. At least Etsy, they're certified buyers. They're not going to rip you off. Same thing, well, you hope with Amazon. But all the stuff that I saw was either out of stock, not available, or gave me the sussies, and I was like, no. So I was enjoying that. Then we celebrated 2 of my kids' birthdays. Even though they're adults, it's still fun. We had some special dinners and stuff like that. We don't do the restaurant thing. I want to cook my kids' favorite meals that they enjoy and make sure that there's no rush and it's not $1 million, and then I can spend more on them instead of food. I finished up my garden. That was fun. That came out very good. I was really amazed at how good it did this year compared to last year. We had a bumper crop of potatoes, cucumbers, the tomatoes. From every YouTuber that I watch, I was not the only one with issues. Like, tomatoes were big, but they just weren't turning red. So I took some off and I, did the windowsill thing, and they ripened and everybody enjoyed them. But I don't know if it was an issue with all tomatoes this year. And then I was like, maybe it's just the kind that I planted, because I tried a kind that I had never really heard of, Cherokee Purple. I mean, I guess they're an heirloom tomato. And I had done that. Even the little ones, what are they called? Lunchbox tomatoes or something like that. Those did not produce very well either, which was really surprising because they're so small. The jalapeno peppers, bumper crop of those. All my kids were like super happy because they liked them. Even the bell peppers. The bell peppers were coming into season as we were dismantling the garden. We did have some watermelons. I bought, I think they're called refrigerator melons. They're tiny. They're only like the size of a honeydew melon or cantaloupe, whatever that thing is called. And we had one that was doing really well. It went like literally from the size of a pea to the size of a small cantaloupe inside of 3 weeks. And my granddaughter was helping me weed, and she picked it up to show me, and she cut its umbilical cord. So, unfortunately, womp, womp, womp. That one did not make it. I tried to, she didn't totally sever it, but like she, put a crack in it. So, unfortunately, that one did not make it. And then, to my surprise, 5 more started to sprout and grow, and they got to the size of probably, I would say, a little bigger than a grapefruit. And then the temperature started dropping, and unfortunately, they didn't make it. So that kind of stinked. I was excited about that. I was like, yes, she's still going to have a watermelon, because she was so excited to have a watermelon. So I couldn't keep the seeds from them because the seeds inside we cut one open. It was yellow inside. I guess that's how it starts, is yellow, and then it goes to pink or whatever. But there was really no savable seeds inside. So I didn't do that. The green beans, snap peas, and regular peas, those did good for a while, and then I think they just got shaded out by the things around them, because then they started to like die back. My onions never went anywhere. The few zucchini I had a real problem with, what the heck is it called? Powdery mildew, but it only affects the leaves. But because of the powdery mildew, as you're pruning the leaves and you're taking them off so that they don't affect the other ones, you can't compost them, and you can't just toss them back into the bed to compost, because then the next year you'll have the same problem, because it leaves the germ or the dirt or whatever is on it in your bed. So if you had that, don't do that, because that's a bad thing. You'll have to amend your soil, and we ended up having to burn the soil at the end of the season, which, if you've ever done that, it's essentially you're just doing the, it's like a giant blowtorch, really. You're burning off all of the stuff in the soil. My husband did it. I'm definitely not going to be out there like, a fire thrower. But you still have to test your soil again the following season and all that stuff. What else did we grow? Oh, freaking strawberries. Oh my God. We had so many strawberries. The rabbits were happy. The deer were happy. The kid was happy. Everybody who eats them was happy. The only thing is they spread like wildfire. So if you need something for ground cover, that is your plant right there. I started with one that I bought from a local Walmart, and I actually left it in the pot because I was afraid transplanting it, because it already had berries on it. I was like, oh, I don't want to shock it by transplanting it. So my husband said, oh, just put it in the raised bed. It'll be fine. And it was fine, all right. It obviously came out the bottom because it looks for, roots to the ground. And that was fine that it, bedded itself. It was getting the nutrients from the actual bed, which was great. But then it started sistering out. So it sends out feelers, as they're called, kind of like a cucumber, a feeler. And each feeler will then bud, and the buds, in hopes of all their dreams and prayers, will then catch some soil and they will become a plant of their own. So by the time we were done, we started out with 1 and we had 76. It took up an entire 8-foot long bed that was 6 feet wide. Yeah, that was a lot. So we dug them up, potted them into the things that you can, you get your little plants from at the Walmart, and gifted them to people who wanted to start, that already wanted established starts. You just overwinter them. You overwinter them in your basement. I overwintered some of the peppers, like the really good jalapenos that I had grown. Those were really good. The bell peppers, I kind of let them go because they ended up, I think they produced a total of 10 the entire season. The pickling cucumbers were abundant. My daughter made so many jars of pickles, it was crazy. The big ones, they were good in the early summer, and then towards the late summer, like around July, I did another succession of them, and they just did not take. Same thing with the zucchini and the yellow squash. They would get to the point where they were 4 or 5 inches long, and then the powdery mildew would, eat the nutrients from the plant. So I ended up just pulling them up and getting rid of all of the plant because, again, you can't compost it or anything like that. The other thing we tried to grow and didn't even get one was Big Bertha. The red bell peppers, did not get one on that. The little red hot peppers, I don't remember the name of them, but we got probably like a lunch bag full of those, which were great. The kids enjoyed those, but so that was all my gardening adventures. Well, some. I'm going to end this one here and upload it, and then I will continue in the next one because I've got to satisfy some, robot at YouTube, I guess, and hopefully we can still do our stream on Friday. But I will catch you in the next video.